Joining us here on the NDTV network, we have a man who needs absolutely no introduction, not in this country, perhaps not anywhere in the world, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar. Great to see you.
Hello, lovely to see you.
This particular car is, sort of touted as being a complete driver's car. It has this credential or reputation. You've had the chance to experience it on a track as well as on regular roads. That kind of oneness with the car, no puns intended, is special.
It is special. In the month of July, I drove this car in Germany. What a fabulous experience it was. Phenomenal what the car does, straight line acceleration, braking, cornering. It was a treat to drive this car. And
aggressive. And
yes, it is. It is aggressive.
It's in your face as well. No, the reason now I ask about that is because you've had the chance to, of course, drive several other cars and even been on tracks before, I know. How does that compare with something like this? Because this is a much smaller car. It gives you, very tight handling, and it's a different experience compared to, either a larger sedan or a sports car.
Oh, it's a completely different experience because it's a, as you put it correctly, that it's a smaller car, but ideal space inside and far easier to control, handle. Looking at the traffic in India and in the road conditions, this is a perfect mixture of styling backed by good technology, luxury. I think it's a wonderful experience to be in this car, and I've not driven this car in Mumbai though. That's something that I'm looking for.
You have always been a car enthusiast, a car lover. I think perhaps a few years ago this was not a known fact, but now it is. What has been your most memorable sort of experience with an automobile of late? I mean, if you provided you're getting the time to do that.
I like driving. I mean, even the other day I went somewhere and my driver was sitting on the back seat. I told my wife that I feel like driving. I don't want him to drive. So he sat, and while somebody had to park the car, so my driver was there and he just parked the car. We returned back again. I did the same thing. My driver sat back and I drove because that's something I really enjoy doing. Recently, I've just I've been driving a BMW M6, the Grand Coupe, and it's a fabulous car. It's a joy to get inside the car. Forget about what the performance is, it's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's a joy to get inside the car, just appreciate the finishing, the lines, the interior is just fabulous.
The other very popular sort of question that we've been getting for you on Twitter, besides why you're not on Twitter more often, I think that was probably the most popular, but the second most popular was a lot of people want to know from you, you've traveled around the world. Do you firstly get the chance to experience any of those roads when you're, obviously when you're touring with the team, it's probably less time, but otherwise, do you get the opportunity to check out good driving roads around the world? Do you look for those opportunities, and if yes, anything that stands out?
Yeah, I mean, if we are traveling with the team, then there is hardly any time to do all these activities. But with my family, when there is more off time, I sometimes end up going to racetracks and drive there because that is the best and the safest place to drive hard. I do that, but not as regularly as I would like to. But whenever I manage to do that, it's a lot of fun. It's thrilling.
Will Anjali ever join you on that, or?
She is not particularly fond of speed.
But cars in general, she is.
Really becomes a spectator, and even when I invite her to, do a lap with me, she's not happy.
But I've seen that at least now she's more interested in the cars. And does she drive at all here in Mumbai, or?
Yeah, she drives. She's another person who's a big fan of BMW, and right from the start she's been a BMW fan, and she's always, whenever I wanted to give her a car, it was always a BMW, and there was no toss up there. So she loves cars.
I have a very interesting question that came in from our viewer, Mr. Akash Motwane. He asks, a car that you simply love but Anjali hates. You said
any
speed,
car,
so I'm
any
guessing.
car that goes fast, she doesn't like, and but because the cars that I'm driving, M6 is a fast car, but as I said earlier, that just like the 1 Series, M6 also is an aggressive car, but at the same time, it's a luxurious car. It's a comfortable ride, and when I'm driving soberly, then my wife enjoys being in that car. So that's the one I would say.
All right. So for her, then it's not so much the car in particular, but just the style of driving that becomes.
It's the style of driving.
All right. Fair enough. The best enthusiast's car that you have driven then? I mean, I remember that people always ask you about the Ferrari experience. Now, of course, of late, perhaps the GTR, but outside of that, maybe on one of your track days?
My exciting car, I would say, would be a couple of cars. Ariel Atom, which is a track
That's crazy,
car.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun to drive that, and Caterham as well.
Hmm.
So that's another sort of a track car which I enjoy being in both because it is an open car. B, the engine is sitting right behind you.
It's very direct.
Yeah. I mean, so it's a different experience. So those ones.
We very often look at that archive interview of Pranoy speaking
Yes.
with you when you had just debuted.
Yes.
And I know we
exactly.
keep looping it and running it, but 25 years of the network. Your thoughts on that as well?
I'd like to congratulate NDTV, Dr. Roy, for having completed 25 years, and I have to say time flies because when he took my interview, I think that was in 91 or 92, just when I started
Yes.
playing for India, and I also saw that interview some time ago, and the first thought came to my mind was we both look a little different now, but
Yeah.
it's been a fantastic channel, and everyone appreciates the channel and the credibility. I just want to wish NDTV all the very best.
What is it that you're immediately looking forward to? I was ecstatic when the Mumbai Indians won at the IPL, but are you looking forward to the Champions League?
The next tournament is Champions League, so that's something that I'll be practicing for.
And your fitness is fine now. Your hand is okay,
Absolutely
and
fine, yes.
all right,
Absolutely fine.
great. Thank you so much. Always
Thank you.
super to see you, and
Thank you.
look forward to the next time.
Thank you. Thanks so much.